You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. So whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you.
I don't think it is very useful to speculate on what God might or might not be able to do. Rather, we should examine what he actually does with the universe we live in.
We are all explorers, driven to know what's over the horizon. The most profound discoveries are not necessarily beyond that next star. They're within us, woven into the threads that bind us.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. I don't even have to say it twice because Sunday is Sunday in astrology. And of course, happy full moon in Leo. The full moon was exact at 11 a.m. Pacific time this Sunday. But of course, we feel the effects of the full moon for about 3 days before, 3 days after. So I wanted to pop on and chat with you about how the full moon is feeling, how it's showing up for you. We'll touch on some of the aspects the full moon is making because it's a wild one. It's definitely a wild full moon, very fitting for the Leo energy, the energy of the lion, right? And if you're joining me live here today, let me know how this full moon has been feeling. Have you had any changes of plan? Anything abrupt, surprising, exciting, exhilarating happening for you? That's the beauty of the live stream. We get to chat about it and co-create. Terry says, hello from Tennessee. My first time catching a live. We're so excited to have you here with us live, Terry. Hi, Corby. Happy Sunday to you. Hey, Alex. Hello from Oregon, Wendy says. Hello. Elena, beautiful to see you here. Hey, Court. It's very bright tonight. Watching it come up. Oh, yeah, the moon is probably coming up where you are if you live on the East Coast. How beautiful that we're together for this. It's interesting, too, from an astronomy standpoint. Of course, the moon on the horizon always looks bigger, right? But once the moon is up in the sky, if you did have a chance to glimpse at it last night, it really wasn't a huge full moon. And that's because the moon's orbit is in a perfect circle, and the moon is actually in the sign farthest from Earth right now. So we're not seeing a supermoon. And honestly, I don't know about you, but it's kind of nice with all the drama that the Leo moon brings for it not to be a super moon. On top of that, another beauty from Oregon watching us on Instagram as well. I haven't been feeling well the past 2 days. Remember, the moon makes us more sensitive too. You know, we're all emotionally heightened, more sensitive to energy. So hopefully you can find some recharging in the next couple of days. Yeah, hi, Nikki says, hi from Montreal. Had lots of deep dreams. Definitely some tension today. So we talked a lot about the tension on Friday. I don't want to get too much into the tension, but if you're wondering, Venus is squaring Mars, the sun is still squaring Uranus, pulling away, separating from these harsh aspects right now, but we broke that down in the depths on Friday, and you can go back and watch that video if you want. There's markers on the timeline if you're curious about those energies. But yeah, a lot of tension this full moon, for sure. Corby says, my nerves has been on 10, been practicing being present, acknowledging what is coming up, and allowing what comes up to come up. It's the best thing we can do, right? I'll start. So last night we hosted an event with Goddess Night Out here in Sacramento, and it was phenomenal. It was so beautiful. Our most vibrant event yet, for sure. But the day before the event, we had a collaborator pull out, and I was like, okay, the sun is squaring Uranus. People are, disruptions are happening. Thank you, astrology. We can roll with this. It worked out better than expected, as it always does, right? And also, it started pouring rain as we were setting up for the event, and the venue started getting a leak in the roof. So the whole night we had a little friend with us on the dance floor, just a little bucket collecting just a drop of water as it came through. But luckily I knew, okay, there's some tension, there's some prizes coming. We just got to roll with it. And the reason I think of this is Corby saying, just going to acknowledge what is coming up and allowing what comes up to come up. In the moment, I was like, I can't even stress about this. I can't fix the roof right now, so who cares? There's a little leak. It's fine. And by the end of the event, the leak was gone, you know? So rolling with it. If anyone else wants to share how this full moon is feeling for them, this is your chance to do so. I'm going to talk a little bit about the energy, though. The full moon in Leo. So I love that we're having this chat on a Sunday because Leo is actually ruled by the sun. And when we experience a full moon, what we're seeing is as much of the sunlight cast on the moon as possible, the sun and moon directly across from each other with Earth sitting right in between. And the sunlight that was cast on the moon last night and that we'll see in the sky tonight as well is very vibrant in the sign of Leo. So a lot of what we're going to be touching on is our light. That is kind of the theme of this Leo moon. We are also marking and honoring Imbolc, which is the pagan holiday right between winter and spring. And it's a time when light is starting to creep back in, when the earth is starting to birth, if you will. And so yeah, it's still cold. It's still very dark where a lot of us are living, but the full moon in Leo allows us to find the light within to light the path ahead. That's really how it's been feeling for me. Yeah, but being reminded, people are definitely feeling Uranus too, because this full moon is squaring Uranus, the planet of disruption, the planet of chaos. So yeah, Terry says, the sun square Uranus Saturday, I had a trash can catch on fire and broke a wine glass. That would be Uranus. Just disruption. Yeah, lots of drama with the Leo moon. You know, it was amazing for a dance event. People brought the drama. People were feeling themselves. A Leo full moon is the time to let it all hang out. Let me tell you, that is what I observed. But also, a big theme we've talked about leading up to this is like, there's already going to be drama. We don't need to add to the drama. You know, even the trash can catching on fire, like that's the drama. That's not even anybody being drama. That's just the drama happening. Right? Oh, yeah. Rachel says, my water pipe broke. That makes sense now. Disruptions. But redirections from the universe. You know, I mean, burst pipe, trash can catching on fire. A little harder to see the symbolism in those things. But I'm sure, at least in my belief, there's a reason for everything. So it's annoying in the moment, but who knows what will come of it? Maybe something else could have happened in that moment. You weren't dealing with the trash can on fire, you know? Oh, yeah, the big balloon over the USA. That is a great example of this transit, too. Very Uranus. You know, Uranus as a planet is the ruler of the sky, the god of the sky. And we had a Chinese balloon, like multiple, floating over parts of the US and all this controversy about who's going to shoot it down or should we shoot it down? And finally, they shot it down yesterday. Like, so silly, but feels, you know, just Uranus floating up there, this balloon causing this disruption, making us all look up and be like, what the heck? I mean, not literally, but I'm sure you guys saw some stuff about the balloon over the weekend. So Leo energy with this full moon in Leo is all about the heart. It's about our light within. You can think of the heart as this energy center within us, right? It's constantly using electricity to pump blood throughout our body and keep us alive. And the fact that Leo rules the heart and Leo is a fire sign, it's like that emoji, the heart on fire. It really represents that like electromagnetic energy that the heart puts out, that the heart field puts out. And I really feel like that's why Leo is such a magnetic sign, because it represents our ability to like put out vibes. You know, Leos have very vibrant personalities, or people with dominant Leo placements. They're fierce hype people. The Leos in your life are probably just like hyping you up. You know, they might be hyping themselves up in the process a little bit too, but they know how to have fun. And I hope at some point this weekend you have had a little fun. And if you haven't, tonight is the night, my dears. Put on a song that makes your heart beat a little bit faster, even if it's one song. That can be your ritual under this full moon. Bonus points if you do it under the light of the full moon. I think the ancestors would really love that, right? But just have a little mini party to yourself under the full moon. Maybe light a candle. Of course, you can charge your crystals. And I don't know, this is a full moon. I don't always charge my crystals, but this is a full moon that I'm like, I'm thinking I might want to charge a few of them, because especially like abundant crystals like pyrite. I've got like this big pyrite pyramid that my partner got me. That feels like it wants to be charged under the Leo full moon, you know? So throw yourself a little crystal party in the moonlight, or just take a couple minutes to go outside and look at it. Rituals can be simple. Rituals don't have to involve full spell work or, you know, long journaling or anything like that. It can just be fun under the Leo full moon. Yes, tonight is the night. Yes, they do. One of my siblings is a Leo, and he is always hyping me up and pushing me to be my most authentic self. A Leo in its highest vibration. Yes, like I'm confident in me. Leo brings confidence in, and I'm confident in myself, so I can hype you up at the same time. And we're not competing here. We're each our own unique lights lighting the world. That's the kind of Leo energy we love to see. Leo in its shadow is like ego trips, you know, really getting caught up in the self and in your own light, right? Kind of bathing a little too much in your own light. But Leos are magnetic. And so hopefully you're feeling a little bit of this magnetic energy with the Leo full moon. Ooh, Katie says, this full moon is really pushing me. It's like putting out a fire. Makes sense. It's probably in your 8th house today, right? So it's, yeah, that makes sense. It's challenging you, kind of forcing you to dig deeper, uncover some stuff. The full moon is illuminating. So whatever area of your chart it's in, you can look at where the midpoint of Leo is in your chart. That house is what it's really lighting up. And you can look to the opposite of that, where Aquarius is in your chart, right around the midpoint where the sun is, to see kind of the bigger themes that are playing out through this season for you. Yeah, definitely going to do a ritual. Just not sure what yet. And play with it. The Leo full moon wants it to be playful. So even if it's just like sitting down and doing something silly, or letting it come to you in the moment and just be playful and not be so planned out, you know. Our workshop last night for Goddess Night Out was an improv workshop, and it was, the biggest takeaway from it was like not thinking about things before you do them, just being present in the present moment. And how many of us are depressed because we're thinking about the past, or anxious because we're thinking about the future. That's something our beautiful facilitator Gwen brought up. She's also an astrologer. Her handle is at truth.told.early on Instagram, and she is such a beauty. So I recommend following her if you're into astrology. So yeah, I just wanted to pass on that little tidbit of wisdom, like being in the present, even when you're doing something spiritual. Fun is healing. Fun is healing. Ooh, Bree says I did a cord cutting this morning. It was beautiful. Amazing. Beautiful time to begin the release process. Yeah. Hi, Rachel. Just finished my journaling for the full moon. Yes, yes. Playful energy. And a reminder to do a cord cutting. Love that. Love when we piggyback off of each other, like, oh yeah, great idea. Yes. Nikki says, Leo full moon is in the 12th house. Ooh. Release it all. Let it all out. That full moon next month should feel a lot more vibrant and exciting for you if it's in your 1st house. I don't know about you. If you were born up north, you might have weird sections of your chart, but the Virgo full moon, I'm looking forward to. That will be, actually, I hope it will be in my 1st house. Fingers crossed. Stay tuned. Everybody's saying hey to each other. Yeah, spontaneous action, like do what feels fun in the moment. Absolutely. lean into that fire element, use the element of fire, or like find that inner fire that's like, yeah, we're taking action, we're doing it. Yeah. Oh, Rachel says, today I am so thankful for the healing the community around me has provided, and I choose to continue to bring love and brightness. 11th house conjunct Chiron. Beautiful. Yeah, that 11th house full moon, I'm right there with you and feeling the love of community for sure. Beautiful. And gratitude, really tapping into your heart. And before you do a ritual tonight, I invite you to find some gratitude first, really tapping into the love you have for life around you so you can be a magnet for whatever you want to call in the next chapter, or just lovingly release anything that's not meant to serve you. But the full moon I see as a culmination point. So a great point when we talk about abundance, about the full moon, to give thanks for everything that we have magnetized since the new moon in Aquarius, and maybe even in the past cycle, the past 6 months. Christina on Instagram says, been feeling desperate this weekend after telling myself I was left out of a friend's outing. Ooh, I have been there. I've definitely been there, Christina. But disruptions are opportunities for growth, right? So sending you love, and know that the people who are supposed to be in your life will find you and celebrate you for sure. That goes for everybody. Aquarius season, Aquarius is the sign of community. So themes of community just in general for all of us are probably coming up right now. So we've talked about Leo energy. I want to just touch really quickly on the different aspects this full moon made. I'm going to pull up the chart here. And you can see so this is at the exact moment of the full moon. And I love that we're looking at this exact chart. First of all the red lines, yes, the tension. But there is a grand cross here, not just a T-square as previously thought, or I previously suspected. So of course, we're seeing the T-square, the sun squaring Uranus, as we've been talking about, and then the moon squaring Uranus as it becomes full. So Uranus is the focal point of this T-square. The disruption that we have experienced this weekend is an invitation to open our hearts more and to find love for ourselves, regardless of the chaos going on around us, right? And for other people too. But what's really cool is at the exact moment of the full moon, I believe this is called the point of fortune. And you know what? The Virgo in me is like, let me just double check. I'm like 99.9% sure that's the symbol for it. But I want to make sure, and if another astrologer is watching right now, I know Court is in here, let me know. Yeah. So the point of fortune is calculated using the sun, moon, and ascendant of a chart in the moment. And that is the symbol for it. So, okay. Yes. Thank you, Court. Hyping me up. Thank you. And you'll see on the chart, the point of fortune is directly opposing Uranus only at the point of the full moon. Now, let me show you something. We'll have like a little astro lesson for a minute here. If I jump ahead an hour, that grand cross is gone. The point of fortune, because it's a mathematical point, moves very, very quickly all over the place, right? So it was only at the full moon. It was literally only at the moment of the full moon that the point of fortune was completing this T-square. And if this is the focal point, Uranus, the point of fortune across from Uranus is the release point of this grand cross, which means that the disruptions that are happening are here to bring us good fortune. They're here to bring us abundance. It's called the point of fortune for a reason. And I just discovered the point of fortune probably 6 to 8 months ago. Maybe this is the universe telling you, if you're at this point in your astrology journey yet, to take a look at where the point of fortune falls in your chart. That's something I believe on Astro Charts and AstroSeek, you can find it when you calculate your chart. But there's also, I think, just point of fortune calculators. And when I realized my point of fortune is in my 11th house in Cancer, and I kind of knew it was going to be there before I looked it up. I was like, I think this is where it is for me. And I realized that The 11th house rules community. Cancer, the sign of the divine feminine. My point of fortune is creating a community of women. And that just like unlocked a whole other realm of reassurance for me. So the point of fortune, we love abundance, we love good fortune, and it's just completing this full moon, meaning, yeah, it might have been chaotic. Yes, it definitely was the drama. This full moon definitely brought the drama in all the ways. I mean, don't we love the drama just a little bit? We watch movies, we watch reality TV, we love the drama a little bit. It's hard to be in the center of it, but point of fortune is here to tell us the drama is bringing something good, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. Court says, I think it's so interesting that this moon is in my 6th house of wellness, and tonight I'm going to the hot cold plunge, but with friends. Yes, 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 yes. It's like that self versus others almost, with all of your Aquarius energy being very you and then bringing in others. Yes, and just Aquarius vibe with the community in general. Yes, yes, yes. Love that. Looking forward to Pisces season. Yeah, I'm really starting to feel excited about the Pisces vibes too. Like Pisces season is kind of calling me right now. But we're in the present moment. We're soaking in the rest of Aquarius. There's medicine here. Even this full moon had some potent medicine, right? Yeah, and then Saturn is leaving Aquarius in March. Like, yes. Pisces season is going to be good, especially for those of us with Saturn in Aquarius, right? Corby says, listen, Nikki, you and me both ready for the flowiness Pisces season is going to bring. Me too. Me too. Rachel, we're going to go through each rising sign in a moment. So if you don't already know your rising sign, this is a good point to scan the QR code, get a copy of your chart, look for the ASC. You do need to know your exact birth time. And if you don't know your rising sign, that's okay too. You can still listen for your sun sign. Katie says, this disruption is bringing up a lot of insecurity. It's bringing me to my knees, but trying to bring healing through it and reach out for support. We got you. We got you, girl. You've got this, and you're already there. You already have the awareness to, when something comes up, to put the pieces together and be like, oh, okay, this is why this is happening. So just flow through it. I know it's maybe Pisces season will be a little easier. I hope so for you. Scorpio, 2nd house for me in transit, 10th house. Cancer. All right, cool. Ooh, is it your point of fortune's in the 10th house? We love that. We love the point of fortune in the 10th house. I feel like travel. Yep. I mean, it's calling you. I know it's calling you. Yes. Is it me? Am I the drama? Yes. Yes. The fact the disruption was possible is what had me on edge. It's all for our good. Yeah. And that's a great reminder that the transits are never here to scare you. If you manage to bypass the disruption, like, thank you, universe, right? There have been certain things where I'm like, oh, I hope just because I know about it, I don't feel it, you know? And then if it comes, I'm like, okay, here you are. But anytime you're getting a tarot reading, an astrology reading, listening in on the forecast, learning any sort of spiritual modality, like, it's never a sentence, you know, it's never predetermined, like, because you found out about this, it's going to be super scary. It's just data coming into you, just the universe giving you a little ping, like, this might happen, you know? So never fear, never fear. Ooh, point of fortune in Gemini for you. Taking in information. The Gemini full moon might be a really big point for you, Katie. That's in a while, though. I guess that was just a little bit ago. But maybe the new moon, maybe Gemini season. That's why I love astrology. There's always something good around the corner when you start to map your chart. It's like either a full moon or the season itself is coming up, you know. I didn't have a ton of disruptions, just insecurity and self-doubt, but felt like I was able to flow through it. Amazing. I was meant to be nomadic is what I'm taking that part of fortune as. I could see that. I could see that for sure. Oh, good. Rachel said, my friends definitely helped. 2 of them sensed that there were issues developing and helped me work through it yesterday on FaceTime. Community is healing. You know, you having a community of people around you is very healing, not just what you can offer healing-wise to the community. Oh, Corby and Leo, your midheaven is in Leo too. This full moon is, it is singing at you. It's like good things are coming. Good things are coming. Yes. Disruption can be good too. It can be positive surprises, positive changes, right? Uranus is the planet of change. Change can be scary, but it's often very good. Ooh, Scorpio in the 3rd house for you. Diving deep, doing deep research. Yeah. All right, so we've talked about the energy of this full moon. We talked about how it squared Uranus. I touched on this a little bit on Friday, but earlier in the day, it also formed a sextile to Chiron. So there was a potential for healing if we were willing to lean into it a little bit. And then the moon is quiet for the rest of the day today. So we can really just bask in the energy that this Leo full moon brought us and integrate. Now that we don't have any major connections until tomorrow, I believe the moon will make a couple more little connections. It'll oppose Saturn tomorrow, so might have a bit of a crash or a come down from any heightened experiences you had this weekend. But that's okay. We'll chat about it tomorrow. Love and light. Oh, don't send this person a reading. Just kidding. Don't do that. If anybody's reaching out for, I'm sorry if you're a real person, Tanya, but I've had too many scammers. And that this is just confirming to me we need to do subscribers only. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Coming back to what Katie's saying. Thank you for the love. Big disruptions, big changes, big growth. I got to trust and have faith, even when my insecurity tries to derail me. The universe has your back. The universe has your back. All right, let's move on to what this full moon means for you. We are going to go through, trying to type and talk at the same time. We're going to go through each sign, each rising sign. So again, this is an opportunity for you to take a closer look at your birth chart, maybe learn something new. You can get a free copy at thespiritualjournalist.com/birth chart and look for the ASC. If you don't know your rising sign, then look for your sun sign, or listen for your sun sign, I should say. And if it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. Great question on Instagram. You'll have to forgive me because I can't remember with your handle and your first name. I think it's Christy. If ASC is right at the end of a sign, so in her case, it'd be Scorpio, but not quite Sagittarius, which rising would I follow? Could it be both? Yeah, that's a great question. Because your rising is such a high degree, listen for the horoscope right before yours. And that could give you a clearer indication, because especially for you, like, it's going to take, you're not going to experience the Leo energy in that house until the very end of when the moon hits that house, if it makes sense. So Christy, thank you for reminding me. So listen for the sign that comes before you. Listen for the sign that comes before you as I'm reading. It's actually I'm going backwards, so I'm trying not to confuse you. I need to figure out a better way of explaining this to everybody, but for all intents and purposes right now, listen for the sign right before you. Okay. Now that the explanation is over, a little Neptune sneaking in. Yeah, I'm like trying not to confuse you here, trying not to confuse myself. Okay, Neptune. All right, what this full moon means for you. So we'll go through each rising sign, starting with Leo and ending with Virgo. I'm going to go backwards through the signs, forward through the houses, okay? Maybe I should start just going forward through the signs, but this is how I write them. This is how it comes out of my brain. Okay, starting with Leo. Oh, and fun fact, we're also going to pull a card for each sign from the Spirit Animal Oracle. I've had a very powerful spirit animal coming to me lately. I've seen rabbits popping up. Literally a rabbit hopping around my neighborhood, a rabbit on my Ring camera at 2 in the morning last night. So the animals are like, let's work with the animals. They're calling me. Okay. I love that nomadic awareness for you, Court. Yeah, so perfect for her. Okie dokie. Shuffled those up a bit. Let's start with the stars of the show, the Leo risings. If you are a Leo rising, oh, sorry, my nose just has an itch, you guys. Am I having like distractions right now. Okay. It's Uranus. It's the disruption for me. My nose itching. Like what? It's just the end of my nose. Okay. Focus, Olivia. Leo risings. You're the star. I know, you guys. Year of the rabbit. I know. I'm really going to talk about Leo risings now. Leo risings, you are the star of the show this full moon. Step into the spotlight. This full moon marks the beginning of a new series of full moons around your chart. It's most likely in your first house, your house of self, might be right on your ascendant. If you are a high degree Leo rising, it might be hanging out in your 12th house still, but just know over the coming days, the moon will be moving into your first house. And it's like this rebirth energy, this renewal. Your hard work is paying off and you're stepping into the next evolution of yourself. So you might have done some healing recently or even gone through a sensitive time. If you're a Leo rising, just know that you get to start over with this full moon. You get to release the baggage of the past and step into the next version of you. And the card coming through for Leo risings is the electric eel spirit. Bring your ideas to life. Okay, tapping into the electricity of the very electric Aquarius season. The electric eel spirit, card number 24 for the Leo risings. Bring your ideas to life. You might have been in a dreamy state with the moon in your 12th house over the past couple of days, maybe dreaming up new things. Now is the time to bring those ideas into the world. And Aquarius season in general for you Leo risings is really bringing up relationships. So, you know, you're no stranger to being seen and showing up if you're a Leo rising, but maybe you have new ideas, and tapping into your community and your relationships with other people could give you the confidence or even the feedback to help you really make a ground on some of these ideas. Okay, next we'll talk about our Cancer risings. Cancer risings, this is a very magnetic full moon for you because it's moving into your second house of money, physical resources, values, the physical world, essentially. So tapping into the light of the moon is very magnetic for you to call in money, to call in physical resources. And the full moon in Leo reminds us all that the more we're having fun, the more abundance can flow to us. And that is very true for you if you're a Cancer rising. It's all about abundance for you under this full moon. So reflecting on your values, knowing what you want to call in, and then using the energy of your heart, as we talked about, to send out the good vibes that you want to come back to you tenfold. And the card coming through for our Cancer risings is Grasshopper Spirit. Take a leap of faith. Yeah, this really just feels like jumping around. Like, take the leap of faith and have fun a little bit if you're a Cancer rising. You know, you might be a little bit more protective or in your shell if you're a Cancer rising, and wanting to take care of other people as well. But take that leap of faith on yourself and really believe. Grasshoppers are good luck in a lot of cultures too, right? So really believing that, I love how he has a crown even. So Leo, believing in your magnetism, believing in your energy, and knowing that abundance is coming to you. Take that leap of faith, even if it's just a leap of believing in yourself. And that was card number 30. I like to include the numbers because sometimes like a card number is that confirmation, if it's a lucky number for you, that was really the message you were supposed to hear. Ah, yay, Autumn, that's you. Okay, moving on to our Gemini risings. Gemini risings, this full moon lands in the third house for you, or it's moving into your third house today, most likely. And for you, your curiosity, you're naturally curious if you're a Gemini rising, but that is your superpower. That is what's going to magnetize information to you. So really tapping into the fire of your curiosity, keeping an open mind, especially with this full moon squaring Uranus, really activating our ability to see things differently and to innovate, trying to see new perspectives, and just keeping an open mind. Surprising information could come in that could literally change your mind. So breakthroughs are probably happening for you now. I could see this being very mentally activating if you are a Gemini rising. And the card coming through for you is the Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. Okay. a reminder that abundance is not always just about the physical as well. You know, I always say the information you need to know will come to you when you need to know it. Information is abundance. And the third house reminds us of that. Our ability to communicate is abundance. You know, our mind is our abundance, having a clear mind. So maybe working with your mind, and it's tempting, I'm sure, if you're a Gemini rising, to jump to a million different things and really like follow that curiosity, but taking a moment to send some love to your own brain for how much it processes, and for your ability to be curious and keep an open mind. That is abundant in itself. And that was card number 10 for Gemini risings. Taurus risings. Home is where the heart is for you this Leo full moon, because the moon is moving into your 4th house of home and family. So Taurus, you are already really in that homey vibe a lot of the time. You know, a lot of Tauruses like their comfort zone, and I would encourage you, if you're a Taurus rising, to tap into the love you feel for your family, and like the feeling you feel when you're in your comfort zone and you feel like a lot of pleasure and just safety, right? And then send that feeling out to the world and see what comes back to you. See what safety in relationships can look like for you, or safety in, you know, Aquarius season ruling your 10th house. Finding that safety within can help you find safety in, you know, reaching for that next goal or climbing the mountain of the 10th house that the sun is moving through right now for you. So remember that your energy has a ripple effect across the entire universe. And if you're feeling like safety and hominess, or even just the love for your family, which is kind of safety in itself, sending that out and feeling that magnetic energy of the Leo full moon, like I am safe here and I'm calling more safety into my life. And this card flew out of the deck for you. The Moth Spirit, surrender now. Moth Spirit, surrender now. Card number 39 for the Cancer rising. So maybe just an invitation, if you're a Cancer rising and this full moon doesn't necessarily feel like super wild for you, or excuse me, a Taurus rising. How did I get back to Cancer? Because Cancer rules the 4th house. Neptune coming in again, right? Anyway, Taurus risings. This full moon, just finding that safety within yourself, surrendering control, and putting out the love of your heart to see what other safety is drawing you in. Okay, that was Taurus rising, getting my brain back on track. You know, I will say though, Mercury shadow period ends tomorrow. So maybe this is one last little snag of Mercury shadow right now. Okay, moving on to Aries risings. Aries risings, this full moon is in your 5th house, ruled by Leo. It's like the party for you, Aries risings. You are the party. You are the star of the show at the party. Like, you are bringing the fun. Your ability to have fun, and you know how to have fun if you're an Aries rising, right? And be confident and be playful and childlike, that is going to raise the vibration of any room you walk into. And you can take that energy with you into the week ahead. Even if the moon is moving out of your 5th house, you can take the energy of this full moon in the 5th house and be the playful one. Full permission to just be silly, laugh, have fun. That's going to be the most magnetic thing that you can do under this very surprising and fortunate Leo full moon. But I will say, don't be the drama, Aries risings. Don't be the drama. You are probably the most likely to be the drama under this full moon, or maybe top contender for being the drama. Okay, and if you're an Aries rising, the card coming through for you is the Dragonfly Spirit. Truth transcends illusion. These cards are very interesting that are coming through, but we always trust the deck. We always trust it. Card number 22, master number, Dragonfly Spirit, truth transcends illusion. And Aries risings, you know, it feels very, also has a crown on the dragonfly. So that's interesting. And like, do they all have crowns? No, they don't all have crowns, but a few of them have. Very Leo vibes, very flighty, you know, flittery dragonfly, good fortune, another symbol for good fortune or spiritual presence. Truth transcends illusion. Very interesting. Maybe even just the truth of who you are at your authentic core, which can definitely come out when we're tapped into our inner child, is going to bring out that authenticity. Truth transcends illusion. When you are having fun, that is the truth of who you are, right? Got to connect it somehow. There we go. Connected. Done. I'm feeling really like silly under this Leo moon today. Channeling that 5th house energy. Pisces risings. Your message, I'm going to tell you boundaries, okay? Because this full moon is in your 6th house of health, wellness, service, and you are a light, Pisces. You are such a spiritual, like watery, amazing, transcendental light in the world, and you have so much to give and so much to share, but you can't pour from an empty cup. So this full moon in Leo is really illuminating your health, your routines, asking you to take a look in the mirror, do some mirror work under the Leo full moon, and ask, am I putting myself first? Where am I not honoring my boundaries? Where am I putting other people's well-being before my own? And remembering you can't serve from that place. So releasing the need to take care of everybody else, releasing taking on other people's energy, or literally like releasing other people's energy, because if you're a Pisces rising, you're probably pretty sensitive and can take on other energy pretty easily. So releasing that and taking care of yourself under this full moon, celebrating you, leaning back into your ego a little bit more, I think, tapping into kind of the egoic part of Leo, but that might be helpful for you. Confirmation for Rachel. She's an Aries rising and she keeps seeing 222. So card number 22 was for you. That was for you, Rachel. Okay. So Pisces risings, put yourself first. Full permission to do that under the full moon. And the card coming through for our Pisces risings is the cow spirit. The miracles are endless. You already believe in miracles if you're a Pisces rising. You are a freaking miracle. And so knowing that you got to take care of yourself to be open to continuous miracles. The miracles are always happening. They're endless. But if you're so bogged down and carrying so many other people's energy, you're not going to have the space to attract them, right? So the miracles are out there. You've just got to clear your channel and have boundaries so you can pull them in for yourself. That was card number 15 for our Pisces risings. Aquarius risings. This full moon is lighting up your 7th house of relationships, on one-on-one partnerships. So a great exercise if you're an Aquarius rising is to notice the people that you have magnetized into your life. Celebrate your relationships. Aquarius season, you might already be starting to feel like 1st house energy, feeling confidence in Aquarius season. Maybe this full moon was the turning point for you. There's a chance if your rising is above about 15 degrees or even 20 degrees right now, that you are still kind of feeling tired, feeling that 12th house energy, maybe a little sensitive. But the coming weeks are going to feel really good for you if you're an Aquarius rising. And just take a moment to appreciate your partners. That could be your best friend. That could be your lover. It could be a business partner, but just celebrating like, wow, this is abundance, right? The full moon's all about celebrating abundance. Partnerships are abundance. Speaking of partnerships, the Grammys are on. If you're here and not watching the Grammys, thanks. I'll be popping out there as soon as it's done. But Shania Twain, my girl, just presented Best Country Album to Willie Nelson, my boy. He's giving me the updates. That's how partnership is showing up for him under this full moon. Classic Aquarius rising. So yeah, just celebrate your partnership. Celebrate the people who make your life easier, maybe sometimes make your life harder, but also who add value and help you shine your light brighter. I think truly what I have learned about partnerships, in friendships, in relationships, is finding people who allow you to shine your most authentic light and make you comfortable to do so. So celebrate those people, Aquarius risings. Is this a subliminal message to my partner? I don't know, but anyway. Capricorn risings. Full moon is in your 8th house. I know Katie is feeling this. She's been talking about it being a difficult full moon for her. An 8th house transit can be hard, can be a lot. Because the 8th house is shadows, it's the mystery, it's the debts, it's cord cutting, right? And Katie said, I've been wanting to do a cord cutting. So Capricorn, this full moon is really shining light on your deepest shadows. You know, she said, I've been on my knees. Like, that's 8th house right there, illuminating what's been hidden, maybe what you have been wanting to ignore or repress. And Uranus brought a little disruption into your life to be like, nope, you're going to notice this right now, right? No need to fear. The 8th house can bring up a lot of fears. Let the abundance of the moon allow you to release and shed and cut the cords to any stagnant energy, break any bonds that no longer serve you. And the card that just flew out of the deck for you, for you, Katie, and for you, Capricorn risings, is card number 21, Dove Spirit, Be Peace. And I really love how in this card, the dove is flying through the dark. The 8th house is the house of darkness, right? But that white light flying through the dark, knowing that you are the dove, you are the white light, you are shining brightly, even in your darkest shadows, in your darkest times. You can find that light within. Also wearing a little crown. Leo energy coming through. I will say, like, the cow spirit was wearing a flower crown. The dragonfly was wearing a little crown. The moth, he didn't really get a crown, but I think he got like a jewel on his head. So the buffalo has like a feather, a crown of some sort. The only thing that doesn't have its head adorned so far is the electric eel. I feel like I'm telling a children's story or something. The electric eel, because how do you put a hat on an eel, you know? Anyway, that was for the Leo risings, and they wear a crown all the time. So they don't need it. You are a Capricorn. Love my Capricorns, Wendy. Look at that. Alicia, cord cutting is calling you. A cord cutting is calling you. Yeah, there you go. Permission to do it. Under the full moon tonight, a powerful night to do it. Happy Leo full moon to you, Diane. Okay, let's talk about our last 4 or 5 signs. Moving on to our Sagittarius risings. If you are a Sag rising, this is like the most abundant full moon of the year for you, okay? Expansion and growth are just part of the story right now, Sag risings. Allow those good vibes to just wash over you. Celebrate your ability to level up. You are a magnet for abundance, and you have more than enough. Like, if you're a Sagittarius rising, your cup is literally spilling over, and it's like, share it with everybody else. Share your light with everybody else. You're already that person. If you're a Sag rising, you're ruled by Jupiter. You're like abundant and sharing and just the vibe, right? Like putting out good vibes all the time. But under this full moon, like, notice your freaking power. I would, even if you're a Sag rising, take a moment to just like breathe and come into your own energy and practice what it feels like if you just sat for 30 seconds to a minute. It doesn't even have to be long. Just sending out good energy, and see if you can feel that. Like, see if you can feel the energy you're sending out, because you're powerful under this Leo full moon, and sending out your highest energy, your highest light. I can only imagine what that will attract for you. So if you are a Sagittarius rising, the message, the animal coming through for you is the koi fish spirit. There is always enough. There is always enough. Another one that doesn't have a crown, but you know, it's like the Leos and the Sages of the zodiac. They don't need a crown. They're already the center, you know, they're already pretty bright. So koi fish spirit, there's always enough. Coming back to abundance, like, there's always enough for you to share. There is always enough. I always have more than enough so I can give back to the people I love. I always have more than enough energy to send light to other people. There is always enough to go around. And so tapping into your own abundance and sending it to anyone else who needs it, especially if you know someone in your life who's going through something, you can literally send energy to them, you know, see how that feels. It's a beautiful practice, and just acknowledging your own power, right? So that was card number 36 for our Sagittarius risings. Moving on to, my Sag rising 4-year-old constantly says, I hope you have a great day, to everyone. We love her. We love Elsie. That is the most beautiful representation of a Sagittarius rising, right? Just spreading the good vibes. Little powerhouse. Yes. Darkness allows the light to illuminate. Yeah, when you hold up a flame to the burning sun, you can not really see the flame. But if you light a flame in the dark, the whole room lights up. Beautiful reminder, and maybe a beautiful practice to do under this full moon. Get the lights really dark and light a flame and just see how that light expands, imagining your inner light doing the same thing, magnetizing all of the beautiful things you're calling into you and burning away anything that no longer serves you. All right, Scorpio risings. Corby is feeling this energy, some midheaven energy. This full moon likely happened around your midheaven, the highest point in the chart, and the point that represents visibility, success, recognition. So if you have big goals right now and you're a Scorpio rising, make them bigger. Leo full moon is bringing you the confidence to be like, bigger, no more, please. Yeah, we're going even bigger than that, actually. You know, it's like, you can imagine like planning your life like a Leo plans a party. Just, it's got to be big. It's got to be the drama, you know, like apply that to your life goals. Leo energy gives us that loud and proud vibrance about us to be like, no, this is what I really want. And I'm not going to play it small. I'm going to go bigger, you know, and I'm not going to be ashamed or bashful about that. Like, I want a grand, magnificent life. So doing like long-term visioning under this full moon for you, if you're a Scorpio rising, like, what do I want my life to look like at my highest point of success? That is powerful, very powerful. Okay, let's pull a card for the Scorpio risings joining us. What do Scorpio risings, these successful, beautiful humans, need to know? Vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. The vulture is wearing a crown, for the record. This is reminding me that even the moments of not knowing if you took the right stepping stone to get to the top of the mountain, or, you know, oh gosh, I feel like I wasted so much time in this job and I actually want this, and like, you know, feeling like time is wasted. Nothing is wasted. Every step, every fall you took was all part of the journey to get you to that ultimate grand big destination that you're dreaming up. So Vulture Spirit is reminding you, you haven't wasted any time. You are perfectly on time, and that big dream you have, nothing is wasted in the journey that the universe puts you on to get there. Not me dreaming bigger than I ever have and telling a sibling about it earlier. Yes, she did. Yes, Corby did. She was already tapped in. She's like, I gotta go bigger. Yes. And that's that beautiful awareness. Okay, this full moon's on my midheaven. Let's do this. Let's go bigger. I'm ready to be seen. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, our Libra risings, our last two signs. Libra risings, this full moon is really lighting up your community. And, you know, Rachel was talking about this. I was talking about this. This full moon lands in our 11th houses as well. And Libra risings, this is just a beautiful time to be in community, but also in your in-group settings, or you know, even in the chat of a live stream like this, looking around at the other names here and knowing that abundance comes to you in the form of community. Having people even just say, you know, like Rachel is doing now, like sending manifesting vibes to you, Corby, your light will shine the way. Yeah. Or that was Katie, but Rachel said, you got this, Corby, and are supported with every step you take. That is powerful. Your community being like, you got this. We see you. That is abundance. People sending energy to you is abundance. So look around at the group of beautiful souls that you have attracted to amplify the vibration of whatever you want to call in, whatever you want to release, supporting you, being around other people, whatever form that takes, whether it's in person, online, that should feel very energizing and almost cathartic for you right now. We are all in your corner, Corby, and we are so excited to see where the universe leads you next. So Libra risings, feeling the abundance of community. What do we need to know? Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. Card number 17. He does not have a crown, actually, but crow spirit, reminding us that, like, the universe, spirit, God will bring through the people that we need in our corners to co-create with us, right? Co-create with spirit. Be open to connection, be open to community, be open to opportunities. And when someone is like, hey, let's collaborate. Hey, come to this event. Come hang out with our community. That's the universe co-creating with you. Like, there might be someone there that you need to meet or that you want to be around, right? So co-create with spirit, Libra risings. Yes, I picked a card that mentioned to remember to receive the support as well, something I am terrible at, but so thankful for all the support you all give me. we see you in your highest light, Rachel. Like, this is such a beautiful point for you. There are so many amazing things coming your way, and we're all here to support you. So I hope you receive that fully. And yes, a reminder to soak in the love of your community. You know, Aquarius energy, 11th house energy reminds us of that electricity we feel when we're in a crowd. And that, like, vibing off of other people is a big theme that's coming up for Libra risings around this full moon. I accept the people Spirit has given me. Okay. My dad was a Libra, and Crow is a sign for me. What number is the card? Card number 17. Card number 17 for Libra risings. Yeah. And you know what? My friend who's a Libra rising, his birthday is the 17th. I'm like, oh, okay. Got to share that with him. Okay. Last, but of course not least, because you are my people, my Virgo risings, this full moon is likely moving into your 12th house if it's not already been hanging out in your 12th house. And the 12th house is the house of endings, closure, healing, release, maybe a little confusion, sleepiness. It's kind of the end of a cycle, right? The end of the day, we go to sleep. The end of a cycle, there's closure. There's healing, right, at the end of a journey. So as much as we hate to do this, if you're a Virgo rising, release control, let yourself soften a little bit, and allow the light of the full moon to cleanse you. Allow that cleansing to just happen as you soak in the light of the moon. And remember that the coming weeks are going to bring an opportunity for rest and healing as you integrate everything you have been learning. And then also, this full moon reminds us to just trust. There is abundance in trusting. There's abundance in co-creating with the universe, in just accepting, okay, whatever you have for me, I receive. So releasing control and knowing that you're most magnetic when you're trusting. This is a beautiful opportunity, though, to release. You know, this is a really powerful full moon for release over the next couple weeks. We're going into a releasing phase, all of us, with the moon beginning its release, but just like, release anybody else's energy in your field, release any expectations, and just flow. The full moon in Virgo coming up next month should be in your first house if you're a Virgo rising, and that is like, yes, stepping out, forward motion, rebirth. This is a nice time to just sink in and find a little healing and closure before that. Make sure that you're not carrying anything in the next chapter that doesn't need to be carried. And the card for Virgo risings is the Peacock Spirit. This just came through for us the other day, the last time we pulled from this deck. I think we were talking about Leo energy too. Let it shine. The song This Little Light of Mine has been stuck in my head a bunch lately. So a reminder to, like, that you're shining your brightest when you're connected to spirit, when you're connected to your beliefs, very 12th house energy, and just to let it flow. Let that moon shine on you so you can beam the light of the moon out through your heart and cleanse your energy. Let it shine and let other people receive your ability to heal. And that was card number 46 for Virgo risings. What a beautiful synchronicity. Katie says, my parents were married on the 17th, and card number 17, Crow Spirit was calling to her. I know you've been having a rough full moon, Katie, and I really think that, you know, with all those synchronicities, I'm hopeful that you feel like maybe that was a sign from one of your guides, like it's going to be okay. And they were both Libras. Wow. Definitely a synchronicity. Yeah. Taking those lessons and focusing on how I can use them positively in my life. Beautiful. Letting the rest go. Lots to release there, right? Always cleansing. But yeah, my big threes are all resonating so much, right? Yeah, beautiful. Cleansing. My dad's sign is 10, 4, and 6, 46. That Virgo card coming through you too, just further confirmation. Love that for you. Well, I hope that going through each of the signs gave you a little more of a personalized insight on what might be coming up for you around this full moon. You can also look to where the midpoint of Taurus is in your chart to see where those disruptions might have been showing up because of Uranus And also you might want to look to where the 15-degree mark of Scorpio falls in your chart. Remember, the point of fortune was at 15 degrees of Scorpio at the time of the full moon. So do you have any other planets right there? And if you do, maybe there's some good fortune in that area of your life as well. Sending so many full moon blessings to you all. If you are wanting to do any sort of ritual tonight under the full moon, as we mentioned, you're welcome to share as we wrap up here. You're allowed to, share what you're doing. And we just had a request on Instagram. The vulture was number 63. I don't know if I said the vulture card, but the vulture was 63. So if you received the vulture spirit card, that was your number. I'm going to be charging some crystals, I think, tonight, really leaning into the cleansing energy. This moon is bringing me to cleanse my crystals, charge them under the light of this moon. And yeah, Pluto. Of course, Pluto and Scorpio. Yeah, millennials who have Pluto and Scorpio, if the point of fortune was conjunct your Pluto, it's like, all right, this is a big transformation, a fortunate transformation, but maybe a little rough, right? Yeah. And you know what? I'll end with this affirmation, sending you all off on a high note, because that's really the energy of this full moon in Leo. It doesn't have to be hard. It can be playful. And when we're in that energy of play, we are magnetic. I am magnetic for whatever I desire. Look at how much I have already magnetized to me. Look at how much my bright light has already called in more light. And something that is kind of fun, I had this idea. Let's see. I think, using fire for a ritual would be great because Leo is a fire sign. Oh gosh, this could be interesting. But also doing mirror work. And I just have gotten the picture to like light. Oh gosh, you guys are seeing how dirty this mirror is, but I clearly didn't practice this. Lighting a candle in front of a mirror. I'm not going to show you because it's not going to work on camera. But just watching the reflection of that light and visualizing yourself as the flame and visualizing the light in you reflecting off of other people. Light reflects light, right? So you are a light. And by putting your light out into the world, you're only calling back in more light to you. Yes, just lit our candles and set some stuff up. Absolutely. I love chatting with you all. Yeah, Pluto definitely being activated for you too, Rachel. So thankful for you. Yes, fire. I have my self-love candle going now. Yes, it could simply just be lighting a candle, but Leo energy, it's like play with a mirror if you're feeling called to it. Bring that candle in front of a mirror. See how the light plays off of you. See how it looks in the mirror. See how it reflects more light if you put it next to a mirror in a dark room. Like just playing with light, maybe not playing with fire, but playing with light would be a really fun practice under this full moon and kind of bringing in that playful energy. Yeah. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for me. Thank you all for hanging with me on this Sunday, on this beautiful full moon in Leo. I hope you have a beautiful week ahead. And if you're new here, welcome. I know we had a few new people joining us on the live stream. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel so we can keep these videos coming to you for free. And I will see you all in the morning for a Monday morning forecast. Oh, good. I'm glad this resonates with you. Sending love to each and every one of you who are finding this video, who've made it this far. And until I see you next, stay curious. Thank you so much for joining us and aligning with the energy of the universe today. If you enjoyed this morning's episode of Transits Today, you can join our live astrology discussion every weekday morning right here wherever you're watching. And head to thespiritualjournalist.com to read your daily astrology forecast and browse the Spiritual Shop. The most fun way to help keep these forecasts free and support more content like this is to buy yourself a little something on our website. But if you're feeling extra generous, you can also buy me a coffee to fuel future live streams. Just tap the link in the description or head to buymeacoffee.com and search The Spiritual Journalist. And speaking of, you can also tune in to The Spiritual Journalist, our weekly live interview where we ask our guests questions about everything from crystals and manifestation to mental health and the environment. Those conversations stream live right here wherever you're watching now every Tuesday. I'm so grateful you found us here, and I can't wait for our next conversation.